No, I got to lean in.
Hey to the people. My damn thing is falling apart.
Hey
Hey,
y'all.
hey.
Hey,
Okay, there we
Asia.
go. Period.
Sorry, let me fix my lighting, y'all. Sorry.
Yes. What is going on? Thank y'all for tuning in with us on Premiere Wednesday on Bravo. The Real Housewives of Orange County season 17 is currently airing, but you're here with us, so we want to thank you for that. This is going to be episode 5 of Summer House Martha's Vineyard recap. Danny can't make it with us tonight, but listen, he deserves a night off after the way him and Asia held it down last week. Loved your conversation. Sammy, it's good to see you back in the building. What's the TTT?
It's great to be back in the building again.
Period.
I
Yes,
miss y'all
baby,
though.
you
I
was on
love
the
y'all so
road.
much.
I miss you
That
too. I miss
way.
you guys too. I was under the weather. The weather was up here, and I was under that motherfucker last week.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Sure,
Oh,
okay.
excuse me on the first cuss word. Sorry.
I just had a rough work day. I was tired. I needed to rest.
Oh,
No, my sound
cheer
channel.
up, Charlie. Y'all like that movie? I love that movie.
I don't
You
know
know
what
what movie
movie
that
that
is?
is.
I was gonna ask
That's
what's the
Willy
movie.
Wonka. Cheer up,
Oh,
Oh,
Charlie.
okay.
Charlie couldn't find them daggone tickets, and my dog was hurting. He was going through it.
He was going
With that
through
being, he was going through it. With
it.
that being said, I want you guys to make sure that you like and subscribe to the channel. Hey to the people in the room,
Hey, girl.
girl. Mm-mm-mm. Sammy, before we get started, as I wait for something to come to me as it should have been, but it is not, could you tell me what you thought about episode 4, please?
last week's episode.
Yes.
It was cool. They initially I was a little iffy about the two new people, but they seem to be meshing in well. Overall, I think the episode it was I would say like a filler. It wasn't anything too nothing to write home about, except the ending, of course. But then
No,
of course,
what about the ending?
except the ending, but it trails into this episode.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it was cool.
Child, what
It,
was the
it
ending?
with Silas trying to say manipulative,
Oh, baby, wearing his ass out.
wearing him out.
Manipulate.
That word, it got to him.
It got to him bad. But I
But
will say,
Bria was able to get to him real quick.
I
What?
think
Here
that
Did
comes
I
she?
think
Charlie.
that I think the cast is they're gelling better as the days go on, so it's giving better TV. And I was worried
Mhm.
about that initially, but they seem to be faring well.
I think while Chase is getting his life together, I see why,
Ooh.
like Mariah, I don't see how she would have fit in to this dynamic.
You know what? Um, I think when who was the one Phil? When Phil came, he was kind of bringing some out of her the same way that Summer's doing with Alex.
Alex.
So if the two of them would have been able to stay, we probably would have seen something. But given how she was, if Phil was still sitting home and she got to stay, I do agree with you. I don't see she probably would have sent herself home. She probably would have been too much for her.
Yeah, she would have no more moon risings.
Yeah, it would
Or-
have knocked her chakras off alignment, and she would have had to chunk up the deuce and gone on up out of there. So
Did you
I
see
think
her tweet?
I did, I did, and that was actually disappointing.
What do you think about that, Sammy?
Oh well, you don't be in the group with us. Y'all know Amir has become like he's such a gentleman. He's become like probably my favorite. But to see that he didn't even reach out to her, that Jasmine like she didn't find out until she watched it with us, and for her to find out that way, that kind of sucked. That really sucked.
I'll say the one thing about because y'all do y'all group thing and I'll just be, out here in the wild. I feel like Amir is a very dangerous individual in the way that he goes about things and like how he was on Watch What Happens Live and even how he was in that argument or in that whole situation. He's that's a dangerous type of person because it's sneaky, it's endearing. It's like woe is me, but he won't speak up at all because if you think about Bria, you got this girl coming at you and you really didn't do this shit. So Bria's reaction, now that I think about it and I just know everything now, Bria's reaction makes 100% sense to
it
Mariah.
it made sense to me then because she was in, like instantly placed to defend herself. She probably didn't even register what she was being accused of, what was going on. She probably thought, well, shit, did I do it? And just don't remember. But none of that mattered. All that mattered was she was being approached and she wasn't going for it.
And she wasn't ready. So like I think even with the like Bria's like, no, I'm not okay, because Bria knows in her mind she's like, I did not do that shit. I don't know what this girl's talking about. It makes sense.
I don't know. I don't know what Chase is tripping over there.
Y'all, I am not tripping. The tea is the daggone recap won't upload onto my MacBook, so we're going to go ahead and do it a little different. Am I having an echo? No? Okay, it's getting weird. All right, well then we're going to push forward until I can get this sorted out. You guys are going to get that lovely icon, and I do apologize to everyone, but I'm not sure why it's not loading, but we're going to go ahead and push right on through because I did do my homework, okay? And I will get my extra credit, push through. But that being said, great dialogue that you guys had about last week. I wanted to go ahead and add something regarding Amir. You guys can hear me great?
Absolutely can.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. Regarding Amir, I wanted to add that I really do feel that Asia kind of is hitting the nail on the head about him. I think that he is shown to be sneaky and manipulative. And I think that him being so charming, witty, and good looking covers that up. Mm-hmm. And so I do want to go ahead and say that I'm a little disappointed. But the Mariah thing, and just based off of some things that the street has been saying, I don't know if they're true or not. I don't want to put out everything on the streets. But coupled with his performance, I didn't want to say performance, I'm sorry, on Watch What Happens Live, it's just, I don't know about that kid. My eyes on him, my good eyes on him, people. All right. With that being said, we're going to start off with manipulative still wearing Silas's ass out. The blow up concludes, and Preston says two things can be true. This argument is stupid, and that Bria is the two things can be true, and that is that Bria is definitely manipulative and Silas is controlling, but overall the argument is stupid. Silas is upset feeling Bria attacked his wife, and the new housemate Jason is irritated, and the house meeting begins regarding how long guests can stay. So, this happens, and then they all kind of settle on something, and we're going to get into it. And so Bria says that Silas and Jasmine don't care because they're getting their nut, and everybody else can get their nut, but she can't get her nut. And so she wants to know why she can't get her nut. And I'm just like, girl, you are a nut. Please stop saying it. Oh, my God.
That was funny to me. I'm sorry.
She was very frustrated. I guess sexually frustrated, I guess.
She was drunk as hell.
She was so drunk and sexually frustrated. She had been in the house for umpteenth amount of days at that point, and you have to keep hearing the Coopers bang it on out for what seems like the longest 5 minutes ever. I used to have an upstairs neighbor, and I'm telling you, like, on my you know how Facebook does the remember this today kind of thing? Yeah. It'll show like when I used to be like, upstairs neighbors having sex, and then like 5 minutes later, be like, oh, they done. But the longest 5 minutes ever, because you can just hear the bed do, and then you can hear her. Paper thin.
I had a similar situation in my complex before I moved over here, and they were, I want to say they were of Silas's descent. They would go at it like with no care in the world.
Liberian.
Yes,
wow,
they would
get it down like that.
They would not give a damn, and it would be like, wow, I have to work in the morning.
Well, they done clocked in and went into work right then, Sammy. You're going to have to get over and push through the midnight shift.
I got my lick back. It's okay. We was even after a while.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
My face. Oh. But I'm on this MacBook Air, and you're not going to get that camera quality, so you will not be seeing my face until this thing pops up. But we're going to pray. We're going to push through. Anyway. So, Bria's upset on the phone with Simon because she can't get her nut. And the house votes on whether or not they can have guests that stay 3 days or stay as long as they want. Meanwhile, Bria wants to go home, but Simon talks her into staying. The gang ends the night in the hot tub while Bria stays in the room. and all of a sudden reverberating through the house, it's Cooper sex time. So what you guys think about the end of that argument and then the actual vote that the guys had and everything? What did you guys think about
that? The argument was very redundant. I do agree with Preston. Everybody was getting it's annoying at this point, but it's also very true. Bria is manipulative. Silas is controlling. Those are two. I think it's from what we've seen so far. Those are two facts that I don't think anybody could dispute. Yeah. What caught me off guard was Jasmine yelling at Bria. Well, just stay in your room. Stay in your room. Like she was like those were her parents. She was being chastised for fussing with her father. That kind of it was like what? But I guess Bria didn't realize that it was being said to her. At least I don't think she did because I don't think she was.
She would have went down and told her, "Watch it down."
Yeah, I think she would. Yeah, she would have came out there and showed her ass. But it was very telling, and it's. I don't know. What I will say is when they're doing this whole votes and I.e. like what y'all just said about Amir, how he knew what was going on, but he didn't step up. I wish that Preston would have said something because he was present for that conversation they had in the bowling alley when they agreed that he could sign that week. And I wish that he would have said, hey, I was there. Y'all did say yes. But it seems like everybody in the house is very much like, it ain't got nothing to do with me. I'm just going to mind my business. And I'm usually for that. But watching these housewives and watching shows like this, I'm starting to see how that's low-key problematic as well. Like, say something. Say something. It's very unfair. And that's why I was saying it's going to make Bria not become like a fave. But regardless of how she acts, you can't help but to feel for her because we saw y'all agree. We saw her get the whole laundry thing tossed on her. Y'all are piling on her, dog piling, I guess I could say. Mm-hmm. And it's not fair. It is, and y'all have people here who know that she's not in the wrong, but y'all are still letting her go through the process of being attacked and antagonized as if she's doing something wrong, as if she did not already get an okay from the host that man can stay for the entire week.
Yeah, I feel like piggybacking on that, y'all already said yes. So even though you are changing your mind, he already bought his flight. I think that's the only issue that I have with it. You already said yeah, and I don't know if y'all remember, but when he said yes initially, I'm like, why would he say that knowing good and well he don't want that? Like they know they don't want that. So for you to be laying in bed and pillow talk and be like, did we say that could happen? Yes, you did. Don't it as uncomfortable as this white man might sit here and make y'all feel, oh well, that's literally on y'all. I will say too, after like talking to some people, Preston told me he was going off a lot. They just didn't show everything. So I was like, why are you being reserved? He was like, I wasn't. He was like, it's just a lot of stuff that they're not showing. So I don't know what kind of narrative, the editing, that is the editing. Because I'm like, I was face to face like, sir, how I know you is completely different. But he literally...
Well, wait, Asia, let the viewers know how you were face to face so you can get a better understanding of how you were able to speak with him.
We were at the Polo Classic and we all were like 2-3 bottles of champagne in talking.
And that was with who you talking to?
Preston, but I know Preston. But I saw him at the classic.
So then that would make sense the way that they're editing it, because watching this episode, I know we were kind of like, I for sure was kind of, I didn't know like his place, like I knew how he fit into the group, but I didn't get his role per se. But watching this episode from things I'm sure we'll talk about later on, you can kind of see like he's basically like he's the one. He kind of like reminds me of myself. He getting all the tea. He's getting everything.
Yep.
He knows everything that's going on in the house, not because he's trying to, but because just his placements at certain times.
Yeah. So
I just don't see how he does not have opinions, being that he's getting most of the stuff.
From what he said, he does.
I'm glad to hear that, because I don't know. Well, you may not know, Asia, but that was one of my staunchest criticisms. Is that where is Preston at? Why is he not saying something? I was a little disappointed. So I'm gonna go ahead and give him a pass.
I'm telling you, that's the first thing I said. I was like, hey, haven't seen you in 10 years, but what's up? Why are you like, you are? He was like, I'm not. He was like, 100% not. And I even talked to him about that tweet with Jasmine because I was like, who was she trying to buck up at? And he was like, I said it the politically correct way, but yeah, everybody, what is we're not seeing everything is what they all told me. A lot of other stuff has happened, but
I will say the overall thing that upsets me with this whole Simon thing is I don't give a damn how well they're playing it. Neither Silas or Jasmine forgot that they told their girl that they meant to stay for that week. They didn't forget that. I don't know why all of a sudden, so let's take a vote. Y'all didn't forget that she maybe have just gotten on y'all nerves even more as the time progressed throughout the trip, and now y'all want to kind of, well, look at that.
All right, we got to figure it out. For some reason, it did not send to my thing, so I went ahead and emailed the recap to myself so your people can see me because, I want everybody to see how good I look.
You do look good, baby. You look good. You look
get into these tickle bitties. Yeah. Sammy, the people want to, were you done? I'm sorry, Asia.
Oh, I thought it was funny how Jason was like, why we keep voting? Like, I feel like I'm on a Survivor. Like, because they vote everybody on and off. I thought that shit was funny because he was like, what are we doing? And that says a lot about the dynamic. How am I supposed to just like enjoy myself and be my authentic self if every time something go wrong, we vote?
We gotta send somebody home. That's what
I don't feel like it's fun.
Is this what y'all do? Can we just get drunk? I was with Preston on that. Like, can we just have a good damn time?
He says this was how straight people act, and unfortunately, yes, we do, and it's annoying. That's why I love all my gay friends.
Oh, well, listen, I did watch a couple of episodes of the OG Summer House today from this season, and the setup is different because they stay in New York, and so they travel each weekend to the house, back and forth in the Hamptons. But they also seem on the outset to have more fun. But I mean, this is their 7th season in, so they're way comfortable, way loose around each other, and maybe that'll just take some time for that to happen. Yeah, as far as that vote is concerned, if my man gonna be here, my man gonna be here, and it's my man. But I will say on OG Summer House, they come for a night or two during the weekend and they go home, and nobody makes a big stink about it. Unless you're a couple that was in the house, then their guests come like that night or for a night or two and then leave. So I don't know. If you guys were voting, would you have voted 3 days or would you vote for as long as you want?
The problem is they didn't have as long as you want. It was 3 days or not at all.
Is that what it said at the bottom?
That's why you see everybody.
They asked him, do he want to stay for 3 days or for the rest of the time that we're here? That was. It
didn't say that at the bottom. It said not at all. I thought.
I didn't see. I don't remember that, but
when it says not at all, I thought it meant like no restriction on how many days.
Oh, okay.
Okay, that's what I was going to say. Now, what now?
I would have let him stay because I would have voted to just let him stay as long as he wanted to because they already said he could.
Yeah.
Even if I was not aware that they already told him, well, I'm sure Bria would have made that clear already because she was screaming about it. So let the man. I mean, as long as you don't come in here saying nigga or getting on my nerve, he can stay.
Now wait a minute now, because because I don't even want I don't even want to get. I don't want to get riled up about. Anyway, well, I will say this: I host a group trip every year, and Summer House could have definitely called me because I host a group trip every year. We normally do it at the cabins, but this year we went to Orlando, and I have a really good friend of mine, and me and her are kind of not in a good space right now because she invited her friend on my trip without, consulting with me, not asking me, can he come, but just saying, hey, Chase, I want to invite my friend. Is it okay? Whatever, not asking for permission, but just give me a heads up. The friend was another race. And so my concern was, would everyone be comfortable? And she heard the first part of that and was like, well, if he can't come because he's another race, then we're not friends. And that says a lot about you. And it's like, baby, no, listen, there's just a whole lot of other people here. And my concern is that I have never met this person. So I know the temper or the tenor of this person. I know the temper and the tenor of my guests, and they could be a little rowdy off that alcohol. They could get the kind, and I don't want no issues. So I just wanted to be around the person first because everyone who I know for the most part, I know them who comes on these trips. So you might not know the other person, but I know the person. You get what I'm saying? So yeah, so I've been down that road before. And when Bria did that, I was like, now see, girl, you trying to make it something it ain't. Because the
I
man
didn't
ain't
like
say
that
nothing
part.
about that.
I didn't like
Huh?
that part. I
I didn't either.
I didn't like that part. Sammy?
It was out of left field. Like, huh?
Yeah.
What? She was reaching, but she said if you're gonna say that, then I'm gonna say this. So she basically kept telling him, I'm gonna make you look bad if you don't let him come. So
she just shouldn't have said that part on camera if that's what she really meant.
The people in the group saying, okay, Taylor said I would have voted 3 because she could have asked before she got to the house. She didn't do anything before she got to the house, Stylist. Everything that she did, she got there, and you were going to have to deal with it. She's one of those type of people who would rather beg for forgiveness than ask for permission. Get into that. Mostly Mercedes, that's new. Hi, mostly Mercedes. She said 3. Morgan said 3. TKC say 0 days. TKC said, can nobody come in the house?
TKC don't like these people, so I don't even know.
He don't like nobody, child. Lord
I'm
Jesus.
just glad TKC is still tuning in for the black people.
Because he said he wasn't, but whoop, there he is.
Just let TKC ride. As long as he watching, we're going to let him have his opinion.
All right, we're going to let you ride. Jason has a 3-month-old daughter.
Chase, go to hell. It'll keep reading.
With a woman.
Come on.
And they are now in a co-parenting situation. That's his relationship with the woman. It didn't work out. My heart goes out to you, baby. And, just be the best dad that you could be for your child. Amir slept on the couch, presumably wearing me out like, but if it wear the silence out. Presumably to get away from Cooper sex time. And Nick checks in on Bria, who is upset because Simon is planning a nice event for everyone. And Nick informs her that the house has decided on a 3-day max for guests. And Bria said, if Simon goes, then she goes. It gave me very much Crooklyn when she said, if Troy goes, I go. Girl, you can't go nowhere. It's your house, baby. Troy got to go back to New York. And Simon's going to have to go back to Germany in 3 days. Let the Coopers tell it. Is it me? Is it me? Or am I the only one sensing a revolt? And the revolt on the Silas side of things seems to be led by Nick.
Yes.
It's very passive, but if you check how he's been moving in relation to Silas, it's very passive, but Silas getting on his damn nerves.
Because them Jasmine's friends, right?
Huh?
Nick and Alex are Jasmine's friends.
I don't know how they got in the house. I think Nick and Silas's relation is to Silas. Excuse me, Nick and Alex's relation may be to Silas because they're in different frats. Is that what it was?
It's to Jasmine because they did creative.
The only one that Silas brought in is his line brother.
So Jasmine got all the friends, and Silas don't have no friends, and that's why he want her to himself. Oh, where your friends at, boo? Preston.
Yeah, that puts him in a bind that he can't really give us too much because he all Silas got.
What about Amir?
Well, definitely would give us Silas too much next week. I can't wait to see that.
I don't know how Amir's in it.
Alex or Nick or somebody, I can't remember.
Don't nobody know how Amir got in it. Well, the word on the street since TKC so nosy is the way that Amir got in it is he thought he was applying for the other summer house, and they stuck his ass over there at Martha's Vineyard. That's just the tea I got. Asia, when you say the cast was there, was Amir there with you and Antonio down to the Polo Classic with the cast?
No, he was not. Amir and the Coopers were not in attendance.
I don't think that's because I don't think they like the Coopers.
It was
it's given very much Mariah and Marriage and Medicine at this point. Like I don't think they like them.
It was very much
way when it comes to that.
Everybody but Amir, Bria. No, Bria was there. Nick's girlfriend was there, Tasia.
How was she? She pretty?
Very gorgeous girl. I mean, she's very pretty.
Well, Nick is a tall drink of water himself.
Let me tell you, Nick is very handsome. I was not expecting that. I was.
Amen.
I knew he was okay looking. Like I knew he was a handsome young man, but
He got big hands.
he's very big. Yeah, he's
Oh,
tall, muscular. He has like crystal clear skin, and he's a
mm.
very attentive guy. I'll get on that later. But
Okay. And his girlfriend short and thick like me.
his girl, she's cute. She real cute. I gotta
Asia,
Like
get
was
me.
he was he dressed Asia? Because that's the place for all that.
down,
All right.
down. He
Everybody
was
telling me
dressed
Chase
down.
gonna do that.
I am a 100% a Nick fan. I
My boy Nick didn't turn Asia over.
Oh no, he's still a fuck
Cause
boy.
last week he was a
You know
what?
what it is? I'm a fan
No.
as a like I love masculine energy. He's somebody I would definitely him and Alex, I would want to be friends with them. Like if I was at the
Especially
house,
Alex.
David
I
down
would
there being a
hang
mess.
out
He
with
David
both.
back.
But they look really good and they look good in person as a unit. They were
So she may be on
Avengers.
next season then, huh?
Hmm?
If he's back. Cause
When she supposed
the
to be
teaser
coming this
that
season?
well,
I don't
okay,
know. But that
so
girl's
I did
very
a
is
survey for
beautiful.
Summer House. I'll be honest. I did a survey for Summer House um, by Bravo, and they were asking me a lot of questions, but namely three people who they asked a lot of questions about were Nick, Alex, and Silas. So I don't know what that means, but basically one of the questions said, if this person was not here, would you miss them? And is this person a deal breaker for you to watch the show or not? So basically, if this person did not return, would you watch the show?
Mm. Would
I
you
don't
put
see how Jasmine operates in that house without Silas, though.
I
But there
do.
you go. I done gave you some more tea, allegedly. I don't know if it's true or not that I did it, but that's what I had saw when I allegedly saw it with these two eyes. So it ain't really that good. So there you go. All right, you guys. Today is Jordan's um 1 year anniversary of celibacy, excuse me, and the girls are going to brunch. The girls are arriving in the main hall at brunch, and Bria and Jasmine do not speak. Jordan decided that celibacy would be for her, as she was in a situationship thinking that he had got out of the situation, but he did not. So she decided to lock it down, clink, clink, and now that she's met her year, she may indulge as she really wanted to be in a relationship. But you know, she don't want to wait on guys' time, and she wanted to wait on her own timing.
Mm.
So, yeah. And listen, I can relate to that because I told myself, you know, I'm tired of sleeping around. I'm tired of being hoochie coochie la 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 because I was very busy at one point in my life, very busy, honey. And so I said, you know what? I'm gonna clink clink. I'm gonna lock it down. And I said, God, the next person that I go all the way with, I want him to be my man, my love, and all of what the above. And I looked up and it was 4 years, and I said, now God, as people change, plans change. So we're gonna have to work on that plan, okay? I had looked up and it was 4 years. And what I have noticed, and I don't know if this is right or wrong, but a lot of the situations that I occurred in Atlanta was that if you don't put out, they don't put up. You know, I was trying to do the Joan Clayton 6 month rule, and it was not working for me.
You
So,
gotta get off
uh,
girlfriends. Yeah,
huh?
he bitches is off. No, you can't be on Joan Clayton. You can't do none of that.
I
You
see.
gotta
I'm
give
not
it
gonna do
up
it
if you
anymore.
want the ring.
Well, I noticed. I noticed. What did you guys think about that? But before I get your thoughts, lastly, Jasmine says that she's rooting for Jasmine to be excited about somebody, and Jasmine says, "Look, ho, I'm not ready for all that. Calm down." What did you guys think about that exchange and the celibacy and everything of it all?
Jordan's celibacy, like I want this to be the last time we talk about it because it's getting boring. Um, Proud of her for making it a year. I think that's an accomplishment, and I think you learn a lot about yourself when you do something like that, especially when you're pretty like her. She's just pretty. So I think it was more self-serving for her to be able to understand the type of man she wants and understand the type of relationship she wants to be in. But I think that should cut it off. And I like when Preston did we go to brunch yet? Yeah. I like when Preston said, "Did we get the dick? Did we not get the dick? Like, what's next? Like, where do we move forward from this?" And I think Jasmine needs to stop forcing marriage on people because leave that lady alone. She's not desperate like you.
It's a round of applause to make it a year being celibate. I'm great. But I will agree. I was with Jasmine when she asked her, like, okay, now that we've done this, what was your intention behind this? Where are we going for? So I was with, because I wanted to know that. I wasn't with it with the whole I want this for you and my heart breaks. I'm glad Jordan told her, like, girl, I gotta want it. Your heart breaking, but mine is fine, bitch. I'm okay. So what are you upset and sad about? That is annoying.
Jordan get niggas. So.
And that's fine, you know. But if she wanted, she can go get it. But I think that is what's creating the divide between the married couple and the rest of the house. It's getting on my damn nerves. I'm watching it from the couch, so I can only imagine being in there with them and having to deal with it. It's too much.
I mean, go ahead, like leave it what?
Leave it alone.
Yeah,
leave it the hell alone.
I agree. Listen, I'm not rude. These people are very single. Not even like somewhat single. They are very single, and these are the ones that they're pushing it on. If you didn't get on Nick nerves so bad, maybe he would talk to you about his girlfriend or who else is in the Bria? You kind of crapped on her relationship. She's not going to come to you with that. So at this point, you guys are just going to have to operate, you know, as everyone wants to operate in their lives. You cannot force things on people. And I know that you're married and you want everybody to celebrate marriage and honor marriage and get married. But baby, are y'all celebrating marriage and honoring marriage? Because it's given, y'all don't know anything about each other.
That not even that, Trace. I was about to say, well, she's not realizing she's dropping little breadcrumbs that she's really not as happy as she.
She's not happy.
She's trying to do it in the way that she's doing it. They probably don't realize that, but it's very clear from on screen. Yeah. I'm not gonna say she's not happy, but it's not going the way that she imagined.
She's struggling, like I said. Struggling. Remember, you asked me if it's bittersweet, and it's like, yeah, but I didn't deal with that. I didn't deal with that.
And even so, and how y'all was saying, like, how would she be in the house without Silas? Don't we see a clip of next week's episode? We see how she would be in the house without Silas. Maybe send him home to work, and you come out here for these 2 weeks by yourself.
Maybe that'll be. I don't know how I feel about it. You know,
he can come visit just like for
3 days,
like everybody else do. And guess what? 3 days, but you got to get the hell on 3.
It's the rule now.
He ain't gonna be wanting to stay for 3 days. All hell gonna break loose. Either way it go. Someone asked the question I want to address before we move on with the rest of this, because it's a pretty quick episode as things move pretty quickly. Let me go back and try to find the question. Next season, y'all see them ratings? So let me clarify this to you because I have to do that a lot with you. So OG Summer House only rated for the entire of their last season averaged to be about under 600,000 viewers, right? So this spinoff with no promotion is getting about 400,000 a week. So considering that and considering the benchmark that they have to surpass, they're doing pretty okay actually, based off of shows like this that get the word out, word of mouth, as well as social media, and supporters like you. With that being said, we're going to go ahead and move forward with the rest of our bombastic review. And Summer says that her and her ex started dating right away, and she falls in love quick. And you know, he had some things that he needed to work on, but she didn't want to walk away from him. However, she ended up doing that because she showed up for other people more than she showed up for herself. She starts to cry. And then everybody said, well, we see Alice like he want to tap that. She was like, he do.
Oh, wow. Okay. Well, when I get back to the house, we'll go see.
We're going to figure it out. And she does. And she comes to visit Alex.
Girl.
Right. And they speak their mind on their creative sides and meditations. And sometimes the vibe is meant for two because, honey, I was lost. But if they want to talk in that hotepness, have at it.
I'm somewhat of a poet, and I ain't even know it.
Because every time you open your mouth, you don't show it.
He talks so much. I talked to him for so long this weekend.
And said nothing. Oh, what? Did he have anything to say?
I'm not telling you what he told me, but he did say, he told me some stuff. We'll talk after.
I
don't want to spoil.
Oh, about the show?
Yeah. Oh, so funny thing is, I went to high school. I'm not high school. He went to high school down the street from me, and I went to his high school graduation. We graduated the same year.
He was fine then too.
She ain't
Yeah,
know.
I ain't know him, but I saw the picture that they showed. He was cute.
Well, that
Good Lord, he
2016
fine.
Alex was something, baby. I remember that
Right? Because we saw the video.
picture.
We saw the video. No, he was not. I talked to him for a long time. And then Josh from Fuckboy Island, I talked to him a lot too.
Is that the name? Oh, F-Boy Island is the name of the show, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna say now what? All right. So they talk about that mess and don't nobody understand it. Summer Kate is a Jamaican dinner because she don't want to mess it up, and I like that. Don't try to figure it out. You can't do it. Get somebody here who know how to do it, baby. Come on. Hillary Clinton used Phil's coins. Thank you. The group plays Truth or Dare. Let's play a little game or drink. And they dare Nick to jump in the pool with his clothes on. He said, "Do you see me and all of my sartorial splendor and all this outfit regalness and all this got going on this?" And I was like, "No, bitch," but okay.
He got nice clothes.
Purple Label, he said, Ralph Lauren. Hint.
I know he ate it up. He better have ate it up at the Polo Classic.
Did.
Okay, very good. Long as he did, because he like you ever seen he like he finna go play croquet.
We was at the Croquet Classic.
I know, but not on the show.
Where my
Now,
shades
Summer
at?
is there to give anyone a twerk session, and she chooses Nick. But Alex says, "I see you because that's what we intellectual stimulating poets do. We pick other people and we want to make you jealous." And I was like, "That is actually hot," because I'd have been looking at her like, I'm a boom, 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 boom. I didn't want to say it out loud,
He
but I
was
will.
staring at her like, okay.
Let's play a little game. Somebody play that. Cue that. Yeah. So Nick then goes ahead and decides to jump in the pool, and I say, "All right, Nick, you all right? You got a little cool point with me. You got a little baby in you. I knew you had a little baby in you." The dog feels the mood and starts humping Jason. Boy on boy action. Give that what y'all say. I know what I know. Amir is there to give Jordan a striptease. And he channels the spirit of silence and gets the pumping on Jordan. That's so you better pump. You better take them lessons you learned from next door at the Coopers and get the pumping. And the dares continue as Preston gets his little messy lick in. I said, "All right, Preston, I see you." And he dares Summer to kiss Alex, but not before she gets consent. And she gives him consent, and they do that little dry ass kiss. But I know they want to do more. And like when they did, he was like, "I know you stay tonight." I don't see them as a couple, but if they like it, I love it. You got to pick somebody in the house. It's like almost like, and this is not no shade to them. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes when you have a coworker, babe, and it ain't like they fine, it's just something to do.
Alex really wants Jordan.
Man.
You can't tell.
So what y'all think about Truth, Dare, Drink, and then Summer breaking down about a man she won't, but ain't good for her. He's not good for you, sis.
I'm glad she realized she needed to go. Amen for that. But I will say, I love the way she moves when they were doing the whole Truth or Dare game. Like, that was a smooth little move to go high. Like, I was like, okay, girl. She knows she
and look at him the whole time.
Yeah, it was cute in the whole, well, I'm going to put it in his corner and let him tell me. Like, she a playgirl. She knows she. But let me tell y'all something. I know I was saying earlier, like, regards to Alex, and I said how he was handsome and how it's like I told you each episode he starts to look more and more. That is a good looking man. When he was doing.
I tried to tell y'all episode 1, y'all told me no.
He's very tall.
And I hope Antonio, if Antonio see this, I'm sorry, but that is
ain't no sorry because I said it first. And I don't know about Antonio. Let me tell you one thing about it, okay? And he can call in and he can say what he want to say, but he can't have dibs on every damn thing. And if you want to have dibs on everything, sometimes you got to share.
Amir, no.
He got that Jackson 5 nostril thing going on that I like.
Alex.
Yeah, I love that.
Alex is very handsome in person. Antonio, wasn't he tall? Antonio, tell us in the chat if he was tall.
Oops.
He was tall. Them men's had some big hands. Let's play
a little game.
Antonio said he ain't sharing nothing.
It's Karen. Sharon is Karen.
And I will say this too: Antonio was the best dressed man there. How about that?
We see
He
Antonio.
was. He had on his Marnie slides. I say, look at him in his popping pink.
Look
I didn't know who he was. I'd give him a little taste.
Alex is very tall though. I was talking to him like this, and he didn't tell me personal space. He didn't say that. He didn't do that to me at all.
He didn't want that crazy lady all up on him. Because everybody know that lady crazy. She'll be back next week with her crazy self. Wait, the stewardess. Chase, leave that stewardess alone. What stewardess?
The flight attendant.
Jesus, Chase, move on.
Oh, he's talking about
what did I do?
Jason is the flight attendant.
Who?
Jason.
He's a stewardess?
He's a flight attendant.
And
everybody keeps saying stewardess.
Leave Jason alone, because he do not need.
Do he wear it around his neck like this?
He got a family to feed.
Got a family to feed. He wear it around his neck like this, y'all.
I didn't see Jason. He wasn't there.
He was with the baby.
In the words of Moesha, I know what I know, if you know what I mean. Shawnette says she missed all that. She's going to have to rewatch. Yeah, Shawnette, you need to rewatch it before you come in here calling people thoughts. Because Shawnette came in here calling people thoughts. All right, let's move on. We're almost done with this. Alex dares the Coopers to reenact their sex noises, and Silas is about to drop a fit. Jasmine did some noise that wasn't the noise that she's going to be making in a few moments.
He did a bird
and
call. Silas
says that he also doesn't like when other men can hear Jasmine. I'm like, well, when would any other man? At this point, Silas is about as bad as some people on Twitter who say, well, as a man, why are you doing this? As a man, why are you doing that? Like, we should have like a Silas list of rules at this point because they're pretty long. So that night at Cooper sex time, they have quiet sex, but Silas is not able to finish because Jasmine is too quiet. And Jasmine was highly frustrated that her man could not pump her puss into oblivion. Now, what do you guys stand with that? Is he he was turned off by it? He couldn't finish pumping. He couldn't knock the rest of them 2.5 minutes out. Where do y'all stand on that? Because I'm celibate over here, so.
Sammy.
I mean, he said he didn't want nobody to hear her, but then he wants her to make noise. I was with her like, are you delusional right now? I mean, y'all married couple, y'all still newlyweds and y'all young. You can't do it in the house. Go find somewhere else around it. Y'all put Mariah at the pool house? Is anybody in the pool house right now? Like, figure something else out that's that detrimental to you that you just gotta have it right now. But besides, they both get on my damn nerves. I don't care what they do. Fuck, don't fuck, whatever. Just get off the damn screen. Go to the next scene.
Y'all look what Sean just said. I'm calling house meeting into order, and I got the thing to speak. Y'all fucking way too loud, and I'm not gonna be able to do it.
That was shade when it was with the whole day. That was their whole little. We getting sick of y'all and that shit. That's what that was.
Yeah, that was shade.
They was getting
put them on notice.
That was notice for sure, baby. That was funny. I'm with Jasmine. I feel like stuff like that is what frustrates her, and that's not gonna do anything but push her away. Because nigga, what is wrong with you? How you go in
now you acting like you don't want them.
1 minute span, you said you got to be quiet. So then she being quiet, not faking it for you like she clearly does, because
the ego.
She be faking it for him.
No comment.
It's the fact that she could do it without making any noise.
I was just gonna say, because the noise that she was making, if it's that good, you ain't gonna be able to just not make them noises. Especially that
she was making a little bit.
No, not what we been.
She was whimpering.
She was sick of that shit.
I thought it was the dog,
and it seemed like it's a chore for her. Like you could tell that she probably wanted to get drunk and go pass out somewhere like she be doing that time when she got fired at work. She didn't want to do that sex stuff, but she got to do it for him. It's a part of her list if she gonna get her
of duties, and that's why she say what she say at the end dinner.
Mm-hmm.
Sean S is in this chat wilding.
Hello, y'all gotta go.
That never mind.
I kind of want to know, but I kind of don't. because it's none of my business. All right. The Coopers are getting ready, and they discuss Simon's arrival. Silas says that he's ready to enforce a 3-day rule if he has to. Summer tells Silas her number one draft pick is no longer Amir. It's Alex, as they've really connected as they're out shopping, getting ready for this extravagant dinner that they're going to be having later. Some of the guys grab food, and Amir admits that his pursuit of Jordan isn't really going anywhere, as he's used to more attention and more of an effort on both ends. And Jordan is paying him what? Desert dust. Jasmine checks on Jordan, making sure she has what she wants in love in life, because she knows what Jasmine wants in love in life, and that is to have a life partner. Jordan agrees that she does want a life partner, but she does not see that in anyone in this house, most especially Amir. Jasmine gets emotional, and Jordan is like, "Baby, I'm all right being single. You're not my mama. Calm down."
Please.
And at this point, she feels that she's projecting and asking isn't that enough for Jasmine? At this point, is she trying to get her rocks off through other people's relationship? Because according to Asia, she's not getting the rocks off at home.
She's not. I think
I
she
just
would
want
enjoy
her.
herself without Silas being there, because she probably know what to do with herself.
Because Silas he's not coming for some reason when they're with the group. It's not like she has a husband, she has a guardian. So she has to be very careful of how she moves, and she wants to be free and have a good time. But I do want Jasmine to know, if she ever sees this clip, even if you do pair your friends up and they end up married happily, that's not going to make you a happily married woman. So you have to figure out what you really want to got going on with Silas, because you're trying to put all these pairs together and think, oh, we get more couples, we can go out and we can have fun. You still gonna be miserable inside the house with Silas if you're not happy with him. You can't make someone else or your friends try to give you that that you feel like you need in your marriage. It's just not gonna happen.
It's gonna make it worse if the other couple is actually happy too, because then you're gonna be looking at your.
She gonna be
Literally
like, yeah.
dang.
And even it's more so when you put them together and they so happy that they don't want to be around y'all miserable asses. So now you got to go find a whole nother couple to do it. Like you got to figure that out with your marriage first, Jasmine.
Huh.
Sammy, when
Because
we
ain't
gonna
nothing but a bunch
date?
of happy people. Go ahead, I'm sorry. Say it again.
I said, when we gonna go on our double date?
We got to get. Do your husband like double dates? He likes dating. Exactly. So we don't even know how it'll probably just end up being us. It'll just be us.
It'd be super.
Go on a date with them people. With that being said, like and subscribe to this video. Make sure that you tune into us all of the time, as we're here every day of the week for you. Because on Monday, we have Real Housewives of Atlanta. Tuesday, we have the Real Housewives of New Jersey. Maybe on Wednesdays, we'll keep doing Summer House. We'll figure it out. And tomorrow, we have a special reunion recap of...
I'm excited.
What's the name of the show?
Scandival.
Them people who work at the restaurant, but they don't work there no more. Vanderpump Rules, Scandival. We're going to be talking about it. We're going to mention it all. And you bet your bottom dollar I'm going to sing it again. And Mama's like, yeah. Anyway, with that being said, I went ahead and dropped our phone number in the chat. Give us a call if you want to. Sean S., call us and tell us about that pillow thing you was talking about. I kind of want to know how you know so much. Before I go ahead and break down the rest of this, let's read a couple of the comments. Sean S. says she wonders if Silas demands sex every night.
Good.
Seems that way.
Yeah. Duh.
It seems that way.
I'm not going to read that comment out loud.
Okay.
But that's what Taylor said. And Cortez want to know how he know.
Well, they want to know if Taylor screamed or if he moaned or something. That's what's going on in the chat. Because he said
Who want to know that?
Antonio.
Because I don't. Well, you can tell us, though. Mostly Mercedes says, Jasmine is a little too motivated to have wife friends. Do not feel alone. Maybe she needs to figure out why she feels lonely in her relationship. Y'all are reading Jasmine, and I like Jasmine, but I don't know what to say.
It's giving Bridgerton when Autumn Wives was miserable. Hang out with
I've never seen it, but I heard they're not happy on that show. Yeah, no. All right, last part of the show. Simon arrives, bottles in hand. Oh, wait, did I miss something?
Mm-mm.
Oh, yes. Jordan and Jasmine discussed their conversations
Yeah.
earlier, and Jordan tells Preston that she understands that Jasmine's found her person, but she needs to take a chill pill and relax. Jasmine feels like everything she says is misinterpreted because she's married. And no, baby, it comes off a little judgy, a little hoity, and it comes off as if because you're married, if no one else is married, they're not experiencing happiness in their life. And as everyone in the group chat is clearly saying, and everyone in their room up here is clearly saying, um, it looks like the call is coming from inside
It's
the
a cry
bedroom.
for help.
Please help me.
Her
Simon
and her
arrives,
pussy are in
bottle.
distress.
Down, cold red, Mayday, cold red. Simon arrives, bottles in tow, and meets the house. No one is more happier than Silas.
Bria.
Nuh-uh. Silas is more happy than Bria to see all them bottles and gifts and shit.
Oh yeah.
Ooh.
Not the free drink. Oh, the free drinks is okay when he there. Got it.
He let men buy him drinks. Now I'm starting to wonder. Let me stop because I wouldn't watch this and be like, you think everybody gay? Everybody ain't gay, girl. One or two of y'all is though, but that's whatever. Allegedly, I don't know. Nick isn't impressed because see the thing about it is he said that he was raising his 3-month-old child
You mean Jason?
with a woman. I said okay. And people say what they want to say these days, and you have to believe it. You see, because if I would say no, you're lying, then I would be the bad guy. So I won't say you're no liar.
Would be. If he Chase.
I'm not looking at the screen.
Unfreeze your face.
Every time we get to talk about the daughter, I'm gonna do this. Every time because me and my 3-month-old daughter, I'm gonna say.
How can we mute the host? Is there a way to do that?
No, you can't. Damn it. Nick is impressed with Simon's velvet smoking jacket, but Silas is thoroughly impressed with everything that Simon has going on. No one is happier, as I mentioned earlier, for Simon's arrival than the man who said he couldn't stay for 3 days, and that's Silas. They arrive at the dinner location, and the group is blown away by the presentation. Bria then goes ahead and presents everyone with a gift, and they're Philip Klein watches. I'm like, okay. And then he gives the guests of honor, which are the Coopers, Versace watches, and let the good times roll, baby. One thing about it, the Silas, and everybody is just so happy to have this man here. And I want to know, is they still going to put him out after 3 days after they got all this free shit?
No.
Bria and Silas embrace and make amends, and they say, we're brothers and sisters and we fight. And I did genuinely like that. I love that groups can move forward, have their tension, have their arguments, and move forward. That is realistic to me, and so I'm okay with that. It didn't strike me as odd that they embraced and moved on. The only thing that I felt that was odd is the only reason why they embraced on Silas's end is because they paid for it. Maybe we do got a little bit of comment. I don't know. Silas asks Simon his intent with Bria, and he says that he loves her very much and wants to marry her and all those things. Silas says that, listen, marriage is two individuals doing their best to make it work. And Jasmine says, yeah, but it's not being easy being married, especially in this group. And she is struggling, and everyone looks genuinely concerned. And my heart, in that moment, I know y'all don't like Jasmine, but my heart broke for her. Because I do feel that even though she's going about it the wrong way, I do think that she has good intentions. And even though you have good intentions, you have to also be able to do what? Read the room. And that is what she's failing at, is reading the room. And so my heart did kind of break for her because I do, on the whole, like her. I just think that she gets beside herself and gets a little carried away. She's a bit team 2 Mary Tyler Moore for me. She's a little Mary Tyler Moore. But anyways, guys, what do you think of the rest of the episode? The phone lines are open. Give us a call. Let us know what the tea is. As my 2 roommates give her to break down the rest of the episode. Get into it.
Well,
one of y'all.
As far as her saying that she feels like everything she says comes off judgmental because she's married and blah 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 blah, I don't see how she's not aware of how she's coming on. But I also don't that maybe she forgot that very first episode. She mentioned when they were at the table and she was trying to have conversations I forgot what she said initially, but Jordan was basically saying let's just have like a genuine conversation. And she was like, okay, cool, but we can come back to the struggles of singlehood. the struggles of single. So they're struggling because they're single. She probably forgot she said it, but I doubt they forgot that she said it, which is why it's coming off judgmental. Silas and the whole Simon thing, child, I get it. You probably been fronting the bill for a lot of the stuff because it's your wife's friends and everybody's doing their thing, but it's probably mostly him because it's their trip. So Simon comes in and he takes over for a night. Cool, whatever. I don't think the argument that Bria and Silas had, those were some very pointed things they were saying to one another. I get, we had it out. Let's you accuse me of being a racist. You're telling me I'm controlling my wife. Then you're telling me I and y'all just, if the watches made it all better, Versace would make me smile too. But I'm not gonna forget what you said about me, bitch. Like, I control my wife, and I'm not gonna forget those things. But they want to make up over that, and it's all good and okay. And as far as Jasmine, it's clear that she's been struggling. The only thing I wish she would, I'm glad she's saying it, but I wish that that's something that, I don't know, even if you are my husband, my partner, and I'm having an issue with you, I'm not going to toss it out like that in the public. She should have said that to him. Like, were y'all in there fucking like that? Listen, whatever it was, it's tied to her marriage and her not being able to coexist with her friends the way she wants to because her man is there. That's something she should have spoke with privately with him. At least I feel. I could be wrong given on the context that they're going to next episode, but from what I've been seeing and what Silas said, Julie heard say what she said, she kind of tossed him up under the bus a little bit in front of them people. And you see how they was looking at her like, oh shit. And he went to grab her hand and press it in there like, what's wrong? Yeah. That's something she should have probably mentioned to him.
Ran by her man first.
Yeah. Now you thought it was hard, but now you didn't. Everybody's already saying the man controlling. They saying that you acting different around him, and then you go and say that in front of them. You're not doing your husband no justice. Now they really finna be side-eyeing the hell out of him. You should have talked to him about that before, because it's clearly been a problem for her, at least the whole time they've been in this house. So, whatever.
I would have liked my watch. Bitches is mad.
Bling, bling, bling. Still got to get this watch, though.
Bitches is mad. Like, that was, he could stay. I was team him just staying because they already said so. Right. If you think about it, if your spouse came in, you told your spouse already, oh yeah, they said it's cool, and then they backtrack 2-3 days later, like, you would be upset. So I like how Simon came in with the gifts and stuff, because that's my love language or whatever it is. I like gifts.
Me too, girl.
I like alcohol, work in the industry. That's the bottle that Giselle needed to be acting a fool over, not the regular one that she had. She could have acted how she acted over that. It looked like it was either the $400 bottle or the $2,000 bottle of Clase Azul. I can't remember. In terms of everybody else being sitting at the table getting their watches, I thought it was cute because they kind of didn't care in the first place. So this kind of solidified, like, okay, I'm glad we ain't do too much. Simon came in. He seems like a nice guy thus far. A little goofy, but nice. Bria seems a lot nicer and happier around him. So it might be a good thing that he is in the house.
Happy too. She about to.
That's what Summer said. Summer said if he needs to let him stay as long as it is, because she seemed like she angry.
They were trying to have overall that night. They were trying to have a good night, and that argument kind of messed it up. So I think everybody was irritated. So it's nice to see everything just come to fruition. Everybody liked the man. As far as Jasmine, that was a cry for help. So I understandably, like, you keep that between you and your man. The reason she did it, she's not a stupid girl. I think the reason she did it is because she is getting her out early.
Maybe she feels safer around a group of cameras too. Mm-hmm. Which again begs to the point, what the hell going on in y'all relationship in that bedroom? Pumpenstein, Dr. Pumpenstein. Yeah. With that being said, we got a house guest and he can't stay more than 3 days neither. Hey, Cohen, thank you for calling in.
Hi, Cohen.
Hey, how are you guys?
We're okay.
I don't have much to say about this episode other than I'm kind of really getting tired of Jasmine, and this is her own show. So she's really getting on my nerves. And her talking about marriage, it's just really irking me because I don't really believe in marriage like that. So not like that, just not like that. At this point in my life, I don't really believe in it like that. And she's proving my point.
It's not for
How old are you?
21, Chase.
You 21?
Okay. What else?
Good Lord, you not got. I met him when he was 19. So.
Well, yeah. I guess what I was gonna. Well, Chase, you don't have to do. What's his name like that? You don't have to do him like that.
Who?
Jason.
Yes.
The stewardess.
Okay, Chase. Yes, you don't have to do that. Well. Okay. But yeah. I'm kind of. I just. I don't know. I kind of. I kind of feel like a lot of people on this show are not authentic, except for maybe like Preston, to be honest. And it's really showing as the show has gone off, and some of the things we've seen on Twitter, and even some of the Watch What Happens live appearances. So it's coming off a certain way. It's a little cringe.
You talking about everybody else's personality?
Yeah, pretty much, kind of. Yeah, because
what about Bria? Because she was on Watch What Happens Live.
I feel like Bria. I feel she's definitely. I don't know how to put the word out there. But
you think she's performing? Or you like?
She's performing, but I think there's some authenticity to her.
I agree. I enjoy Bria on Watch What Happens Live.
Yeah, I really enjoyed seeing a different side of her, but I do think
she seems bubbly and fun.
She does, but I think that some of the other ones, they're really trying to hide who they are a little bit, and it's showing.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we thank you for coming on in and visiting us again this week, Cohen.
Nice.
Make sure you guys catch Cohen's movie recaps. What's on the docket for you next, Cohen?
I've been so busy with school because I'm about to graduate, so I haven't. Thank you, but yeah, I haven't really been doing anything. But I do have some things in the works, though. I do want to I want to talk about the best of 2023 so far. I know, as you know, Chase, I had to get Variety together the other day about that Spider-Man ranking. So I may talk about.
I ain't never watched it, so I can comment on it, but we'll be looking forward to it. And if you want to come on in, drop your link in. We'll definitely support you. And thank you for supporting us. Okay.
Congratulations.
Happy graduation.
Thank you.
All right, bye.
Before you,
that's so sweet. Before we go,
hold on. Before we go, I want to tell Kenya Moore in the chat, aka TKC, this ain't Phaedra, baby. Don't worry about who coming through that door. You ain't gonna be jumping in no pool with my man. Come on, Chase, close this.
Well, actually, would he actually be Phaedra? Because that's the only one we know was going with trying to mess with somebody married man, allegedly. Mr. Chocolate, that's not Jamal Bryant, allegedly.
That's what they said.
So then we would get it because see, y'all got Kenya messed up. But anyway, that's another conversation for another day. Is there any more callers? Actually, I closed the door. Oh. No, there are not. So what we're going to go ahead and do, we're going to go ahead and someone, Taylor asked us who was our favorite person on the show. So you guys have a favorite so far? We're mid-season.
So far I do. For the man, I have two.
Who?
Well, actually, I'll just say the one. My favorites from the show were just on Watch What Happens Live, Amir and Bria, and I think those are going to be my problematic people. Like I have Quad, I got Quad. I think Bria and Amir are going to be my. Y'all fucked up, but I like y'all people.
Oh, he don't have no taste. Asia, what you got?
I've changed. My favorites are Bria and Nick.
Okay. I'll be honest with you. I don't have one. My favorite was Mariah.
You don't do well.
Y'all share the moon together because neither one of y'all gonna be in that house.
No, actually, Mariah wasn't my favorite. I just felt for her. I don't have a favorite right now. I'm just open. We'll see at the end of the season. I'll come back and see who I have. As of right now, nobody is head and shoulders above the rest. And I kind of excited that I don't really have a favorite. I feel like everybody's doing what they can to put together a good first season. But I don't think I'll have a clear favorite until next season once they're all really seasoned and we get to see the real of them. Because this first season is always kind of your representative. And that second and third season be the real you, boo. And that's what I want to see before I make my decision.
Chase,
with that being said, I want to thank everybody. Taylor said his least favorite is
Yeah, I'm not
Shanice.
excited about her coming back. When they showed the
She'll
clip,
be
I was
back.
like, wow, why are you back?
We got a Jordan. We got a Jason. Yeah. So Bria too. Guys, I'll say Preston. I don't really have a favorite right now. But with that being said, I want to thank you guys for tuning in with us, bearing with us as you always do. When I'm running the show, you already know what time it is. And thank you for not giving me no grief. I keep asking for a production assistant. Maybe one day I get one. Who knows? With that being said, any final thoughts before we go, guys?
No, I do think as far as first season, Bria and Amir are being their true authentic self. That's why they're so problematic. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
I'll say that the only person who I really don't want to come back is Silas. I would like to see everybody who's there now. Not Shani, like literally everybody who was in this last episode except for Silas.
Mariah and Phil deserve another run.
Mariah deserves another run. I ain't gonna lie. Okay, so I'll give y'all a little tea before we go. Just a quick little tea. Some tea on the survey that I took for Bravo. So they did have all of the group, and surprisingly, Mariah and Mariah and Phil were included in the group, and they did ask a few questions about Mariah and Phil. And was that a storyline that you enjoyed? Do you feel like it was a fair shake? And I advocated for Mariah. I won't say what I said for Phil because I didn't know y'all business, but I definitely advocated for Mariah. And the survey was just really, really interesting, and it kind of feels like I could see the tenor going for next season. They also asked, did we like to see, allegedly, I'm not supposed to be saying any of this stuff, but did we like to see Preston speaking on being Black and gay? And I said, strongly agree. That's the 5. We do, and we want to see more of it. Strongly agree. They said that we like to see Silas talking about the military, and I said, somewhat disagree. But that was just that. With that being said, we're gonna go. Mariah should come back, but we don't know if Mariah and Phil gonna come back. Y'all know we're gonna come back next week. We're gonna hit it to you like we've been giving it to you.
Yeah.
I want to thank TKC, Cohen, Taylor, Sean S, mostly Mercedes. Anybody that I missed, I'm sorry. Charge it to the game. Morgan, thank you for always being so complimentary. I also want to thank my house guests. Y'all always come through, you push through, and you give it to the people every time you do. I live, and we're going to go ahead and lean out. And with that, I bid you
a good night.